joining us now. Quint, your take on the last 2.5, 3 days of market action?
Yeah, Brian, thanks for having me. First of all, it's been a wild ride. There's no question. And we never like to downplay losses. They're just never fun for anybody. But the reality is, I disagree with most people out there that this is, in our opinion, an unbelievable opportunity. I mean, this, coming into today, you had an S&P down 13.5. I guess it is now still 13.5 with the pre-market and the early opening. I mean, we were pushing 17% for the year. So as passive investors, which I think most of our audience is, it's an opportunity, I think, to look at your portfolio and consider some rebalancing. Your fixed income side, unlike 2022, has done really well and probably weathered the storm, if not up on the year. And you're probably out of whack. It's very difficult to do the buy low, sell high. Everybody talks about it. Everybody wants to do it. But when the opportunity arises, it's very, very difficult. We see this as an incredible opportunity here to rotate and look for buying opportunities.
What's fascinating, Nancy, is that for 2 years, better part of 2 years, the market was dominated by a few stocks that traded on AI dreams. A lot of the stock market didn't do very much at all for 2 years. We don't, the Mag 7 sort of dominated. You had the CEO of TC Energy, who maybe you met backstage, who said no cut in demand expected so far for energy, and yet the market hasn't seemed to care.
Right.
It's kind of weird. And it's like AI just vanished when it was everything for 2 years.
Yeah. And it's still a major part of our theme. And I agree. We are in buying selectively names as disparate as Williams and Netflix.
The pipeline company, Williams?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Accenture and TJ Maxx. So we've been adding to names like that. But we also still are overweight technology. And rather than focus on the bad news, because we've been doing plenty of that, I think there is some good news. AI is still alive and well. Productivity, it's shown up in productivity, which has grown 2%, 5 consecutive quarters. Mark Benioff of CRM said recently that his customers are experiencing 20 to 50% cost savings due to AI and the agents offered in their products. So I do think that story's still intact. I think you use this as an opportunity to use volatility as your friend and buy the names that have gotten beaten up in those spaces, and that's what we've continued.
Let me flip it a little bit, Quint, and this will be a very unpopular opinion, so I'm going to apologize to 99% of our audience right now. Back in August, I tweeted out a picture of me at the NASDAQ in 1999, I think, in front of companies that don't exist anymore, and I was basically like, watch out for AI. Like, just be careful out there, folks, because I've been here before, Nancy's been here before, you've been here before. Things were getting stupid back in August. I can't say that. I kind of implied it. Were the markets too high coming into this? Forget about tariffs, okay? Were the markets stupid? And there's people out there that don't seem to realize that stocks can and will go down.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we were a seller into the high multiples. I mean, you had people coming out and praising some of these names that are trading 30, 40, 50 times earnings. But now here they are. And to Nancy's point, NVIDIA is not going away. Apple's not going away. Even a Palantir, the new, man on the block, is not going away. And these are names now that not only have come in considerably. NVIDIA 153 to 86 at today's low. Now it's trading at a forward multiple of 17. Apple at 22. So the multiples have been cut in half. I don't think this is like 99. I traded in that environment. I cut my teeth as a broker in 2000 because that was just littered with companies that had no real earnings. They basically had no revenue, most of them. And so this is, in my opinion, extremely different. I don't see this as a dot-com bust. I do see this as a revaluation. But ultimately, if you don't want to be a stock picker, if you're listening to this show and you're like, I don't know which one to pick, I think there's so many broad ETF averages out there that you can leg into that you will get the exposure. And ultimately, when the winners emerge, that's how you know you will be successful.
Yeah.
And S&P 500, QQQ, VGT, they're not going away. This is an opportunity, in our opinion.
Or just give your money to Nancy Tangler of Laffer Tangler Investments.